Hi guys, and today we'll be taking a look at this old version of a classic Hornby locomotive, and this is the Coronation class, and this one is Coronation itself. It's 6220. This one came out about 2000s. Got this off Facebook. I sold mine for £50 and I bought this one for another £50. My one was the one from the 80s, a tender driven one, so I think I got a bit of a bargain there. Like I said, this is from 2000s, so don't expect all the detail of a modern 2020 loco, but still expect some. Let's get on with it, shall we? As we start off at the front of the locomotive, like I always do, as you can see, we have the stripes that the Coronation's livery had, which is nicely picked out here by Hornby. This locomotive does have sprung buffers. It is from the 2000s. The lampires are picked out in silver, which is correct, going by the one at the NRM. You can also see handles all the way over it. It's a nice touch. If you look closely, you can also see where the front of the locomotive would open up to see the smoke box door, which is very nice. I wish they would do that on the model, but sadly they're not. And like I said, it is from the 2000s. And you can also see a handrail down the side of the locomotive, and it's a big fat medium coupling that it would take if I had it on the front. As we move on to the side of the locomotive, to me both sides look exactly the same. The only difference for me that I can see is the piping down here under the cab. I will bring a picture of that up. As you see, the cab does have glazing. It's a nice touch. You also see handrails at the side of the cab too. Speaking of handrails, we have one running down the side of the boiler, or the casing in this case, and it's silver, picked out in silver, lovely. You can see there's the stripes, the lines going by. On the thickest one you see the nameplate, which is Coronation, and it has the crown above it. The nameplate itself is separately applied, but it is plastic. But even though it's separately applied, it's a good touch. And we also have the builder's plate, which I think is Crew, just above the middle driving wheel there. We have some moulded detail of washout plugs and other parts as well. As we move on to the cab itself is not painted, but you're not really going to see what the tender is on, in my opinion. You can see the lining or the stripes coming around again. You can see the handrails that are at the side of the cab, and we have the glazing inside the cab as well, and you can just about make out the mechanism. If not, I'll show it later. Something I don't really show on my reviews, so no, I should. The front of the tender, as I want to call it, it's all moulded, but there's some good moulding there. You can work out what things do. Hornby are very good at doing this. You've got the handrails either side, very nice. If you look carefully, you can see the connection to the locomotive, and you've also got the buffers between the locomotive and the tender as well. As we move on to the side of the tender, as you can tell, it's a streamlined one, very nice. I do like streamlining on my locos. We have a handrail here. We have some fine detail down here. It is moulded, there's not really much to look at, if I'm honest. That's about it. As we move on to the back of the tender, we have a brake pipe. We also have sprung buffers here. We have a hook, and we have the medium coupling. We have a ladder. We have two plates. I think one's the gallon and one's the builder's plate. I believe, I could be wrong. And you can see the tender bowing at the top. So it is a nice tender overall. As we look down on the tender, pretty much like the locomotive, it's all moulded, but this is a streamlined tender. The coal load isn't too bad. A little bit chunky, but isn't too bad. It isn't removable, I've got to admit. And there's a few detail parts here, like the way you put the water in, and I think one's a vent as well, someone told me. As we look down on the loco, it's pretty unmoulded. There's some vents down here and in the cab, which is moulded as well. Same with the safety valves and whistles. I believe they are plastic, but it's not too bad for a 2000 model. As we look at the bottom of the locomotive, the front bogie doesn't have anything. It's a screw coupling. It does look quite loose, as you can see. The wheels are all pickups, I believe. Even the one here, the bogie wheel here. I do like that. I wish modern locos had it, but save money and all that. Like I said, they all have pickups. There's no brake rigging to talk about, but it's not a bad chassis to go with. And finally, as we look down, tender from the underneath of the tender. As you see, the tender does have tender pickups, which is good. It's from 2000. We have the medium screw-in coupling, as you can see. You see the thing where you connect it to the loco. Very nice. Not much here, no brick rigging or anything, but it's still there. So yeah, guys, that's it on the tracks. Next up will be points test, and obviously second radius. Let's see how well it gets on with that. So here it goes. The 30 mark, just there. So yeah, I managed that pretty well. A little bit disappointed with the points test, but it could just because it's not been running such a long time. But yeah, I managed the second radius, which was amazing. Next up will be some slow speed and a running session, and I'll see you at the end. Still not bad. It needs some oiling by the sounds of it, but still not bad for DC. So yeah guys, that's the end of the running session. Give you my opinion on the loco now. £50, it was a bargain. Like I said, it was a swap for a tender loco that I had, and I paid an extra £5. So yeah, not a bad deal. The locos from 2000 era are some of the best runners, if I'm honest with you. My Merchant Navies, my Battle of Britons, my West Countries, my A4s, my A3s, even my Duchesses, and even these, they are great runners. Nothing wrong with that. Don't know why Hornby tried to improve it, but yeah, it's their choice. The new one does look a bit more enhanced livery, but yeah. Now on to the apology. The apology for the coaches. Yeah, the BR, Harry Potter, and a Great Western Break. I do apologise. I have nothing to match with them. I'm really sorry, but it doesn't look too bad, I don't think. It's something you might see in a preserve line. I don't know. Anyway guys, hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And it's goodbye from that beauty, and it's goodbye from me.